Hello, happy now. I've got some wild Scorpio hair. I was channeling my inner Scorpio today. But I have to tell you guys, I've told you before that routines and rituals are so important to me. And my South Node is in Scorpio and my North Node is in Taurus. And I think that allowing myself to really indulge in the rituals of life has really allowed me to stay grounded to myself, to my own reality. And there was a time, over this quarantine that I would allow myself to get very ungrounded, and I was just watching all these silly YouTube videos that were just super mindless and just honestly not benefiting me in any way, shape, or form. And I was staying up way too late watching them, and I decided that I needed to have a bedtime ritual. And so I just started this, but I seriously woke up as a different human. And last night I've been trying to be very intentional about my social media use and just trying to spread love and positivity and hope, because there's enough negativity out there that I don't want to add to it at this point. I'm kind of like, how can I be a bright light in this pandemic? But so last night I put my stuff on airplane mode, and that's one of my favorite things to do because one of my values is freedom. And the thing is, anytime somebody messages you or calls you, you can pick up on that energy immediately. So I always like to make sure that I'm in a space to be able to receive that energy. And if I'm not, I put my phone on airplane mode. And I used to feel really guilty for that, but why? Why do we have to be available at every single waking moment? Okay, anyways, but like I said, one of my values is freedom. So finding freedom in life is just honestly what I'm here for. But I started in a nighttime routine, and so I put all my stuff on airplane mode, and I started coloring in my coloring book again for just a half an hour, and listening to some soothing music. And then I drink my tea while I color and watch the sunset, and then I brush my teeth, get into bed, and I'll read for 15 minutes and then go to bed. And there is something about just completely disconnecting from everything that is so nourishing to my soul. And I used to really thrive on chaos, and it was because I was so uncomfortable when things were too calm, because I was always waiting for the other shoe to drop. But when I realized that I can create my own reality, that I can create my own safety, that I can create my own love, it's as if this weight has been lifted off of me, and I can just be in my own space, in my own body, and it doesn't really matter what's going on outside, because I know that I have my own grounding, that I am taking care of myself and putting on my own oxygen mask first. And, you know, it's like rituals and that sort of thing honestly help me so much. So, you know, Washington, I don't think that I'm going to be going back to work, and I'm not going back full-time. I'll be going back part-time until the 25th of this month. So it's still an opportunity for rest and rejuvenation and, you know, being able to soak up the sun. And I think being a sun, you know, being a bright light. All I see on Facebook is like, oh, now there's murder hornets. You know what? Okay. There's not much that I can do about that. But what I can do is live in this moment, in this now moment, because this might sound dark, but I'm not afraid of death. Because, you know, I do believe that, you know, we choose to come to this earth, and when our time is up, our time is up. And I want to live every day as if it is a miracle. And, you know, I think it's Albert Einstein that says you can choose to live life like nothing is a miracle, or you can choose to live like everything is a miracle. And I choose to live as if everything is a miracle. Even the other day, it was raining all day and it stopped. And I was like, I wonder if there's a rainbow. And I opened my blinds, and lo and behold, there was a double rainbow. And I couldn't get a picture of it, but I saw it. And it just reminded me that life is full of miracles. And yes, you can live in fear if that's what, you know, you choose to do. But every day you get a choice. Do you want to live in fear, or do you want to live in love? And I choose to live in love. And I know that at some point my time on this earth is going to be up. And I'm okay with that, because I believe that there's something else out there, you know? And I think that this pandemic has made the idea of death come to the front of our mind, but it's always been a possibility. You truly never know when your time is up. And, you know, why don't we all live like we don't know when our time is up? Every conversation that you have with somebody, make it meaningful. Let go of the hate and the resentment and the hurt and the vindictiveness and whatever else is just filling up your mind and your body. And, you know, release that. Speak your truth, you know? I always, like, this is a big focus for me because my Chiron is in Gemini, and speaking my truth is, you know, so important for me. And, you know, the door to value, that's beautiful. Speak your truth, be a bright light, give your gift to the world. And, you know, whatever this means to you. I was talking about the rainbow. There's miracles everywhere. Notice them. I love that. Now, let's pull a goddess card. I realize that I always want to fill silence with noise, but you don't have to. Embrace the silence. we got Butterfly Maiden, which, there's so many planets going into retrograde, and, you can either use it as a tool to say, how can I go deeper within myself? How can I, look into the shadows in my life so that I can show up with more love? And when you do, you'll experience great blessings and transformation. And I think people are so afraid of the dark because you actually have to see yourself in the dark. You actually have to see where maybe you haven't been showing up for yourself, or maybe where you have been the villain in your own life, and that nobody wants to see that. But I think that's true embodiment, And I want to pull a Moonology card since it's a full moon in Scorpio on Thursday. So let's see what we get. This is actually really beautiful because so I'm a Capricorn sun, and I think honestly that's why I've been going through so many transformations, because this says full moon in Capricorn, the end of a tough cycle approaches. And if you've followed me, you know that I have been in the trenches, but it was so I could get to this place where I'm okay embodying the light and the dark. And I think the moon is moving into, so I'm not exactly sure which was which, but we were just in Capricorn and Cancer. And so, finding the balance between the hardworking goat of Capricorn, but also the loving nourishment of Cancer, and finding the harmony between the two. And now we are moving into Gemini and Sagittarius, and Geminis are interested in so many different things, and just connection, and that speaking their truth, this whole throat chakra, just speaking what's on your mind. And Sagittarius can be very isolated and very independent and on their own journey and wanting to get to the bottom of whatever it is and mastering things, whereas Gemini is that more playful energy. So we're coming to the end of this Cancer and Capricorn, moving into Gemini, but this says, let's see, I don't want to read the whole thing. This card asks you to consider how ambitious you are and whether you're prepared to pull out all the stops to make your professional dreams come true without being ruthless. With a love question, this card can be a call to face reality. Whatever situation you're asking about, making a plan will help. If your personal life is troubled, prioritize it more. Admit if you've been overly hard-headed or hard-nosed. Find a balance between your personal and private lives, and it's time to stop fearing the worst. And, like I said, you can live in fear if you want to. Like, that is your choice. But what if you didn't? What if you believed that you were fully supported? What if you surrendered to maybe not knowing, but just trusting that whatever is meant to happen will happen, and that everything is a miracle and life is happening for you? and not to you, how different would your life be then? These are just questions that I've been asking myself, and let me tell you, it's changed everything. So, one last card, the Miracles Now card. To truly flourish is to release all the tension that holds me back from letting love pour through me. I love that. I hope that this moon is beautiful and transformative, and you can look in the dark side of things or you can look on the light. And I think you have to look at both and integrate them both, and then choose to show up with more love. Alright, you guys, I am sending you so much love. I hope that you have a beautiful now, and take what resonates, leave the rest.